Hi there, it's David Kelly. Just came in from a nice walk. It's a sunny afternoon out here in Toronto. It's a little bit chilly. It's about 16 degrees Celsius. So the air still has a chill in it, but the sun is nice and bright and got some nice sun rays. And as I was out walking, I was reflecting on where I'm at today with my vegan diet, and I was thinking, well, what I seem to be going through now is more about, how can I put it, healing for health with whole foods. I think that's a good way of describing it, and healing for health with whole foods. And what I mean by that is eating only those foods that have a restorative effect on your body. And I've said this before in other videos, that fruits and vegetables are the foods. I truly believe that. I think that fruits and vegetables should be where you get most of your calories and most of your nutrients, and everything else, whatever else you eat, even nuts and seeds, and whatever you eat is a supplement to that. I would even go as far as saying, juices and smoothies in a sense are kind of like supplements, because you're pulverizing the food, right? And then with the juice, you're extracting the fiber away from it, so you're altering it. And so what I mean by foods that, really contribute to healing is something like this: an apple, a whole food. This is truly a whole food. Anything else, once you start cutting it up and manipulating it and mixing it with everything else, it's still, technically can be a whole food, and I do it myself. I have a smoothie every day. But you've kind of altered it in a way. The focus should be on eating whole foods, not juicing, not drinking smoothies or eating your food in a gourmet fashion where you've added spices and other things to it to enhance the flavors. But this should be, I believe, personally for myself, really I'm speaking for myself here, is that this is what seems to benefit my health the most, is when I eat a whole food like an apple or an orange or a mango or a pineapple or a dragon fruit or anything that nature has already provided for you that you don't have to do anything with. And so this last week I took it a step further. I decided to eliminate all overt fats from my diet, and so no nuts and seeds, just vegetables and fruit, mostly fruit, and a good part of it vegetables as well, but mostly fruit. And I have to admit, I was experiencing a little bit of detox doing this, because I've never really done that before, where I've gone so many days without eating any overt fats. But it was it wasn't a heavy detox, it was a mild detox, sort of like where you feel like you're getting a cold or a flu and you kind of feel a little off, your head might get foggy sometimes, a little bit of a headache, but not much. All those symptoms, but they never do really, become full-blown in any way. And I was going through that, but yet I felt, on the other hand, I felt I had the strength to just see that through. It didn't, make me feel like, I had to go back to eating overt fats or to do something to calm that feeling. I just allowed it to go through me. And by yesterday, I felt amazing. I felt really good. And then I ended that with taking my kids out to a raw food restaurant, and lovely gourmet food, but you can't really get anything low fat. So the best I could do was get a garden salad, but the dressing had, I'm sure it had some oil in it. It was lovely, but even then, after I introduced the overt fats, I felt a little bit different. not necessarily in a bad way, but definitely I noticed the difference. And it's simply because, the fats take longer to move through your digestive system. When you eat an apple, it's digesting immediately. Like, it doesn't take any time to digest fruit. And so this is where I'm truly, and I am at this time inspired. I think I'm going to do this again. I stopped again today eating overt fats and just eating fruits and leafy green vegetables. And I know you need to have some overt fats in your diet. It is important. How much, I don't know. I'm not sure. What the number is, but following the lead of Doug Graham and 80-10-10, I'm definitely now keeping the diet. I should mention I'm 100% raw now. I'm not, I don't want to say I won't ever eat a cooked meal again, because I'd be lying if I said that. But it's just that this time in my life, I don't really feel like eating any cooked food. I have no interest in it. At one point, I was when I was transitioning to raw, I would always crave cooked again, and I would go back to it because I just wasn't ready to go 100%. And I'm a firm believer in, when you're making changes in your life, do it gradually. That I find that to be the most effective. I know other people just like to jump into it, but for me personally, the gradual approach has always been the most effective long term. So now I'm at a place where I don't have any interest in cooked food, and I'm losing my interest for the overt fats, like the various nuts and seeds and whatever you can make with that. So this week again, I'm going to keep my diet as simple as possible, eating the whole foods, an apple, and or whatever fruit, and leafy greens like lettuce and kale and other cucumbers as well, celery, that kind of thing. But foods that are already there that I can just eat. And what I've done as well is I space out the time for, I'm just looking at the clock here, I don't know if I'm over 10 minutes or not, but I'm going to space out the time where I will not eat between meals. And I did that last week, and I found that to be really helpful. So I think I'm running out of time, and there's more I'd like to talk about, like the importance of drinking water, but I can do that on another video. Anyways, healing for health with whole food, that's my personal theme that I'm working with, and simple foods like an apple are the kind of foods that heal your body. Have a wonderful day. This is David Kelly for GrassrootsVegan.com.